audience.
Greetings.
All right. With the show of hands, how many people here know of anyone who has experienced chemotherapy? Okay, most people have the general image that chemotherapy is a melancholic experience to go through because no one would wish it upon themselves. One would think of dark times for a family, while seeing a loved one become weaker as they are trying to get healed. Symptoms of chemo include many different types of pain. According to cancer.net, types of pain include headaches, muscle pain, stomach pain, and pain from the nerve damage. Also, mouth sores, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, constipation, and blood disorders. Being the most common treatment for cancer, most doctors recommend chemo to their patients as the #1 solution. Going through chemotherapy might feel like the only option. However, through awareness of cannabidiol, also known as CBD, a cancer patient can feel cured without any pain or symptoms. During this presentation, I will talk about the disadvantages of chemotherapy, who is to blame for the widespread of the so-called solution, and why CBD can help overcome this problem. While people are being told that chemotherapy is a treatment for cancer, the bigger picture is how the cancer patients experience the treatments. It is an ironic thing to see patients look like they are dying as they are in the middle of getting healed. According to an article named "Chemotherapy Could Spread Cancer Cells and Lead to More Advanced Tumors," says study. In the short term, chemo is found to shrink tumors. However, the drugs used for chemo increase the chance for the cancer cells to travel somewhere else in the body and restart a repair system. The chance for the cancer cells to allowing them to grow back much stronger than before. An article called "Information for Healthcare Providers About Preventing Infections in Cancer Patients" says that each year 650,000 cancer patients receive chemo and are at risk of hospitalization, disruptions in chemo, or even death. My best friend Nina recently experienced chemo for breast cancer. She was losing her hair. Her skin was not repairing itself anymore. She was always throwing up and wouldn't get out of bed due to fatigue. After putting about 5 drops of CBD into her mouth, she felt instantly better. She was getting out of bed, going out to eat, laughing more, and was all around in a better mood. Chemo is a process full of drugs, pain, and sadness, but who is to blame? The doctors, who tell their patients that chemo is the best, most effective, and only option, is who to blame. On an article called "How Do Doctors Decide Which Chemotherapy Drugs to Give?" it states doctors will consider the response rate of the particular type and stage of cancer to the proposed drugs or drugs. This tells us that amongst all the negative and difficult aspects of chemo, the amount of drug intake you will experience will lead into a habit. An article about the U.S. healthcare system explains that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is the federal government's department involved with healthcare. All doctors are required to follow the healthcare system, which means the government is definitely in this situation as well. With the help of an all-natural ingredient, change can be shown and people can overcome the shadows of chemotherapy. To prevent further suffering from chemo, we should take action by getting awareness of CBD out to cancer patients and doctors. CBD is not meant to be a substitute of chemo. However, it is an aid. According to the article, "CBD for Cancer, Everything You Need to Know," CBD helps with stimulating the appetite, relieves pain, and helps with nausea. It is very useful cannabinoid to consume or even topically to relieve the pain every cancer patient experiences. An article about CBD oil called "How Cannabis Oil Works to Kill Cancer" states that chemotherapy patients have also turned to cannabis oil for alleviating their post-chemo side effects such as nausea, vomiting, fatigue, inflammation, neuropathic pain, immune suppression, and loss of appetite. Mentioning CBD to even a friend can help with even minor pain such as stress or anxiety. Spreading the knowledge of CBD can start making the search for all natural products to increase and hopefully have a decrease in drug consumption prescribed by doctors. During this speech, I went over the difficulties of chemo, who is behind the problem of suggesting chemo, and how to ease the pain of chemo. The next time you see someone, whether it be a friend, coworker, relative, or anyone you know experiencing chemotherapy, the mentioning of CBD will change their whole current situation around completely. From feeling like you are under a chemotherapy cloud to stepping under the CBD rainbow. You have the power of relieving someone's pain out there. Use it wisely and consistently. This is my visual aid. It is a sample of a CBD topical. You just rub it on your boo-boo. Boom! Pain is gone.